Hey everybody, it's Rydo, and we are back with another episode of The Witcher 3. Now, for you, it won't feel like any time has passed at all. But for me, a lot has happened. The first thing you can notice here is this is the first recording I will be doing on the 1.07 patch, which has changed a lot of things. We can now see the downloadable content that was installed. So I could never before even figure out if I had properly installed the DLC because I just didn't know. And with this new option that you can see what's installed, you have options where you can toggle uh, the alternative look for both Yennefer and Triss and the Ballad Heroes additional Gwent card set. If you, for some reason, wanted that. Let's see. Hmm. So, you know what this is not telling me though? Is it's telling me I haven't actually installed the alternate look for Siri. So I will have to install that next episode. Uh, so already the patch is helping me. Uh, Audio was set back to 100% on everything. I had to set the master volume back to 50%. Hopefully that doesn't change anything. Controller settings, as far as I know, didn't change. Controller scheme, uh, hopefully didn't change. I don't really remember a lot. So much has happened. I've recorded 4 uh, separate series in between the last episode and this episode. All of which are Telltale games. I've covered Jurassic Park, Game of Thrones, Tales from the Borderlands, and The Walking Dead Season 1 and 2. Uh, all of which were pretty good series, and I would recommend you go check them out. Uh, yeah, I'd say that even Jurassic Park was a good series, even though Jurassic Park itself wasn't particularly a good game. Uh, I have reset the post-processing to high and the graphics to ultra. Uh, the NVIDIA Experience Optimizer hasn't been updated for 1.07, so it can't go in there and see the settings for the new version and tell me why I should turn something down. Uh, but so we're going back to high. I think there's definitely some new series here as far as just uh, what should be upgraded. Yeah, like the number of background characters, I could see how if you to turn that down to low, you could probably significantly improve uh, performance on a lower PC. They did not fix this whole text thing. Subtitles are on, but still it's a slider bar, which makes no real sense. And so the one thing that is going to be a big deal is here under gameplay. They have this new movement response. We've been playing on the standard movement response, and we've been complaining, as a lot of people have, about it just not being smooth and herky jerky. So now we can do an alternative one, and we will try that out and see if that's any better. Now, I don't know where I am in the story. I think I watched the last episode. We were doing uh, the Grand Gwent card tournament, and we didn't get very far in the tournament. But we got what we wanted anyways. I think we're just wrapping up everything we can do that's anywhere close to our level. So let's continue.
His long search for Ciri led Geralt to conclude that Uma, the ugliest man alive and the victim of a curse, was the key to finding the young woman.
Yep. We're still looking for Ciri, which I imagine is the whole game. We're still going to be very faithful to Yennefer, uh, which honestly, uh, hey, additional uh, content has been installed. You can learn about it in tutorials. Stash. You can now store weapons, armor, and junk in your stash for safekeeping, confident they will not be stolen or otherwise disappear. You can access your stash in a number of places throughout the world. Items stored in your stash in one location will be available at all other locations as well. Stash locations are always visible on the map. Look for the uh, chest icon there. Alright, so if you were just gonna start playing Witcher 3 right now, which, wow, do I have like a really long beard? Uh, just quit walking into me. Come on,
I hope you don't bolt.
what is this guy's problem? So, a lot of stuff has been, I believe, improved in this game. So here's a stash here. We definitely would want to go and just dump tons of things. But the inventory has also been improved. Let's see. We have just a bunch of these right now. And this is at the bottom now. It's a different sorting. We can now left trigger to sort items by a few more options. We have usable items. Now you're seeing the bombs and the potions are way at the top, and it's just usable items because books have been moved. Quest items, we can see, seems like maybe we haven't read some of these, or why? You've already read this book, you've already read this book. It's telling us if we've read it. We can't read these. Let's see. Oh, so look, there was totally stuff I was missing. Item needed for quest. This was a massive update, and I can totally see how that is true. That we have figured out, we can now figure out how to really make things worthwhile. Maybe we can even devolve the mutagens. All these books, look, there's ones we haven't even read. I'm surprised that there's so many we've missed. Oh man. If I could have played this game with this update to begin with, that would have been so much nicer. Here's an actual book that we've missed. So even from the beginning, it knew if we read them, it was just not indicating uh, whether we read them. So now we can start putting all of these in our stash. What a better system. What a better system. I imagine when we start putting stuff in our stash, we're going to have, get maybe down to 50 or 40 weight. So we probably aren't going to have any more trouble. Okay, if you want to see a list of component ingredients required to give the formula or diagram when you enter a shop panel, select it and perform the pin action. So now if you want to make something like white gold, you can pin the white gold formula and those items will uh, be able to know what items you need to buy. If you select a crafting diagram or alchemy formula and pin it, a list of components and ingredients needed to create them will appear in the shop panel. This makes it easier to track what you still need to acquire. Well, isn't that what you just said? Okay. Regardless, white gold is the one thing, so we will pin that Can we pin this too? No, you can only pin one thing at once. Hmm. Is there anything else I can make right now? I'd be surprised if I could make anything. But here's like a whole new quest. I need fiend dung. Hmm. Let's see. Doesn't look like there's anything new really in the crafting. Uh, Characters, it's been a while. I probably would benefit from uh, looking over these and just reminding myself on who these characters are. Some of these yeah, I think they're slowly coming back to me. I know who Siri is. Uh, let's see. She was the one we sent to Kaer Morhen, right? And this is him and him. Uh, Felishikoi. Hmm. I don't remember this character. Hmm. I don't remember him. I remember him. Definitely remember myself. Let's see. Hmm. Let's. I think I'm starting to remember it. Hmm. I don't remember running into this guy. Maybe we fought him. Hmm. No, Kira Metz was the one we sent to Kaer Morhen. Hmm. Who is this guy? Okay. Philippa Einhart, we never even ran into her. Uh, we know Priscilla, we need Ravid. Skadja. We're still trying to assassinate him, I assume. Uh, that was the daughter. This guy looks like all the merchants. Uh, that's him. Yeah, yep. Mysterious Elf. We have not made any progress on the Mysterious Elf. Tris Marigold. Uma. Yep, we still are, the main story has us going towards Uma. Uh, let's see, he runs the shop, I believe. I don't remember that one. Oh, I'm not really doing anything interesting here. This is probably helpful for you too, to just go over these characters. Since we've been going so far, this is the 75th uh, episode, which is quite a lot. We have gone quite far. Alright. So now what we want to do is figure out what quest are we on, and is it the quest we want? We have Master Armors, bring the tools to Fergus, which takes us where? Uh, here, which is I think where a quest is needed, and a nose board for a DLC thing. And let's see. These are all in Skellig, and this one is too high of a level, and these are all in Skellig, and these are in Novigrad. So, because there was things we hadn't read, this is where we want to go. So we have a couple of treasure things we can do. Uh, hopefully. And maybe even 29 is going to be a little below our level. A little too high for us. But we'll try those. We've failed just 2 quests. And so where is this quest going to point us to? Is it going to be the same location? Yes, it is. Ha! Interesting. So I think we stopped quite at the right place. Uh, I, uh, on the issue of me stopping, I think you probably would stop too. I've heard a lot of people got really busy and stopped, and it's really after playing really short games, uh, so many Telltale games. Let's go for that one. How about that? Yeah. After playing a bunch of really short Telltale games, there is definitely a turnaround looking at this and saying, you know what, this game is just really, really long. I'm a little reticent to say it's too long, but it's really long. What am I doing? I have no idea. But I kind of feel like I'm walking slower on the alternative walk.
I'm knackered.
We need to get out into the forest and run into something I can pick flowers on and see if that, see how that works for us. You know, you might be happier with just getting rid of the number of background characters, just to have characters out of the way. At the maximum, there is kind of a high number.
It's like a racehorse.
Let's talk to this merchant. Come on, you wanna... Doesn't seem like he wants to trade with me. Interesting. That could be just a small bug, or it could be the indication of a very large bug. We would be in a little bit of trouble if we could not. Alright, so this is the area.
Leave it.
And there's a witch hunter sitting right here. Witch hunters. This is Dandelion's place. And it's full of witch hunters.
So we'll be a milkman.
Wow, look at this chest. Come on, you want to get your scale a little bit bigger? Scale that down. Talk about too much. Alright, so first thing we can do as far as stashing is get rid of all of these trophies that we're not using, and we will hope the one we are using is the one we want. And that's good enough for that. And since some of these things are unique items, I don't want to get rid of it. Like this painting and this, I guess. And then valuable fossil. Doesn't seem like you can split that. Hmm. The bard's belongings, Squirreltail. Hmm. Skulls and things like this, Rose of Remembrance. All these things, they're so small though. It's almost to the point where I shouldn't bother. Let's see. That was pretty big. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep them because who knows, they may actually come into usefulness. I am noticing a problem here, however. A major problem with the stash system. It doesn't work for anything else. I can't put books in it. I can't put quest items in it. I can't put anything but just basically junk and weapons. And yeah, I guess I could put these things in there, but so they need a new upgrade on the stash again. They need to, maybe in 1.08 they will be able to we'll be able to put more in it. But look how giant that chest is. That is huge. Alright, so all we need now is a fast travel point.
Shouldn't let that refuse into taverns with ordinary folk.
Poor Dandelion. What is the alcohol there for? Just because it's a tavern now? Maybe I could play Gwent with him.
Prowls the city, but you're not
Haven't
scared,
played Gwent in a
are you?
while since I haven't played this game in a while. Alright. Let's see, I could filter things on the map if I felt like it, but I prefer to filter things I've already done out, and I think I pretty much have already done that just by playing it. Alright, we're going, where is it? Here. So we'll go to this bandit camp. And then from the bandit camp, we will place our custom marker so we know which way to run, and we'll start running. So this alternative run, let's see, sprint, hold A, okay. So we hold A, there's a drowner. Well, you know, that had me roll forward when I did that. But, you know, rolling forward versus coming to a sharp stop, I think I'd pick rolling forward. Guy sitting around here. Need to get back into it. The one thing I will say about the Telltale games is that I really wish they would, for specific games, like Game of Thrones in particular, and possibly for Jurassic Park, I really wish they would have gone with the realist graphics that you can see like in The Witcher 3. Instead of going with a hardline comic book style that they did in The Walking Dead. It makes sense in The Walking Dead and Tales from the Borderlands that it looks that way. But it doesn't make as much sense. Alright. Let's see, how am I casting a spell? What's the button to cast a spell? I'm holding the silver sword. That's a bomb. And that's an earth elemental. And that's a sharp attack, that's a dodge. Right trigger. Alright. There we go. Right trigger. Not left trigger. Let's see. Doesn't feel as fast. Maybe it's just maybe that's just me. I am definitely taking on something that's at a higher level than I should be. Oh yeah, let's drink this. Kind of feels like they may have lowered that. He used to say that a little bit more often. I bet they got a lot of feedback and a lot of good, very useful information for the month plus of people playing this game and giving them. Let's see. There we go. That didn't work too bad. And now we're just looking for the armor upgrade.
Might want to look around some.
I could certainly see why I wouldn't have gotten that piece yet. Nope, nothing there. Here's a chest. Hey! A bunch of armor upgrades. So, fast travel location? Now that we can get some armor upgrades. Think it would be quicker just to run back to where we were. Let's try swimming here. And maybe a little bit faster into getting in the water. We'll see if it's any faster to get out of the water. Swim swiftly by holding down the A button. Just jump over there, jump in the water, dive, swim. They still haven't quite figured that one out. Getting out of the water seems a little faster. Seems like they've tweaked everything a little bit, which is all it really needed. Was it could still probably do for a couple more tweaks, but feels like everything I've seen that was an improvement in this patch has been a major improvement, and I would have enjoyed the game better, it seems like, if I had started with that. Alright. So now we go to Crow's Perch. Good news is we probably will progress the story in this episode. Let's see. I have also had a lot of time to think about how I recorded these episodes of Witcher 3, and I should have been a little bit better about being consistent and staying on the same quest from beginning to end. That would have allowed me to perhaps at some day label each episode a lot better with the name of the quest. It would have helped me stay more organized. But for the duration of this super long game, there is also the issue of where I just need to probably have released twice as many episodes in a day. Like 4 hours of video, perhaps 3 to 4 hours of video each day. So much has changed since I got this game. So much has changed as far as the number of games. I thought this was going to be the only game, one of the few games that I could actually play for the next 365 days, and it really has turned into, no, I have 100 games I need to play in the next 365 days. And so now this one is just one of many versus the only one. So we've got the tools for Master Armor now.
Went to Undvik a while ago. Found these.
Well, goose kick me. These look like the real thing.
Because they are. Look at the markings. Authentic. How did you get them?
Wasn't easy, so I'm hoping for a good price on that armor of mine.
Harman ep Grönekan, Lieutenant General of the 2nd Mounted Army.
What?
Welcome to our humble establishment. A true honor to host one of such renown. I've heard the General's a connoisseur and collector of armor.
This is true, and they call you a master of the craft.
All too kind, sir. Truly.
I need a suit of armor. Heavy. Able to withstand piercing projectiles.
Piercing projectiles? Oh, bolts, you mean? That ain't easy. Needs a special alloy. Tempering.
The new tools. We can do it. Stoke the fire, I'll ready the rest.
Bold, your worker. You allow her much.
You know how it is, General. Good help's hard to come by. We should go outside. There's business to discuss.
It's always the same. I've had enough.
So, they have in the patch promised to improve the loading bug too, so maybe we won't see things like necklaces appear and helmets appear in these cutscenes. So we're only interested in our armor, so let's ask about that.
Can't turn away a Nilfgaardian general, I get it. But I hope it doesn't mean you've forgotten about my armor.
We haven't. Well, I haven't, and won't. Because I'll be the one to make it, understand? And the Nilfgaardian's armor, and every other suit he agrees to make.
So what's Fergus do?
Horseshoes, nails, not much else he can do, seeing as he cocks up simple bungs. But in the end, they call him Master. No one'd ever think I could be a skilled armourer, a human and a woman to boot. A dwarven blacksmith. Oh, that's another story.
So let's see if we can cut him out of the deal. So my options are, shouldn't allow it, gotta say hard to believe.
Gotta admit, find your story hard to believe myself.
I'll prove it to you. Fergus can make the Nilfgaardian's armour himself. I'll craft another suit. We'll see whose is better. I need but one thing I can't get on my own. Would you help me?
Sure.
Depends what it is.
To finish the armour, I'll need to harden it, quench it in a bath. Oil's what we usually use, but I want to use acid.
Kicky Moors and Archgriffins spit acid.
Archgriffins? Draconic griffins, you mean? Baron's men came by a few days back, said they'd seen one north of Crow's Perch. It had killed some folk out there.
So they're probably gonna have me get something that I probably already have.
Bound to be a notice posted for the Griffin anyway. Could kill two beasts with one stone. Fine, I'll see what I can do.
Bring me the acid and I'll prove I'm better than Fergus. And I'll craft armour for you, lots of it. The kind no other armourer can.
Master Armorers. So, without doing any shopping, if we can avoid it, we now have Master Armorer, which would be to get the glands of something up here. Oh, I don't think I have been up there. We also need to talk to this for that side quest.
You.
So
One. What's your business? Bloody Baron know you're here?
we will take these. The Beast of Hornton. What is that? Witcher contract. A level 25. Let's see. In Valen. Talk to him. Oh, talk to this guy down here. And I think that was the only quest we got, right? And the Griffins from the Highlands. And that wants us to take out these guys again. I don't even have to talk to anybody. Nice. Any more quests? Nope. So before we leave this area, we want to do the treasure hunts. Level 30, level 21. It's not realistic that I would want to do level 21. Level 30, that's a little too high. So let's go check this area out. Before we do Uma and the main story and progress something, I want to do everything else we can possibly do. Alright, so
what did I do to deserve your company?
we're looking over here. Yeah, it's down here. We've already been down here. Let's see. Is there still no slide down option? Use your Witcher senses. I think I have to go back up. Darn it.
Might want to look around some.
Is it not down there? We're back to our looting ways. I might very well be done with looting in games for a while after this. Yeah, it doesn't seem realistic that it wouldn't be down here. Somebody's hiding all this stuff. Let's bring out our torch. Our favorite thing. Oops. Alright. Nope. That's right bump. Going kind of slow right now. Just trying to warm up to the control system. Where are you, my peeps? There we go. So let's go back up. You know, I think it would just be a waste. The more I think about it, and just as I have gone and played this game so much, I think it would be a waste to leave this area without doing the main story quest. I think we need to progress the main story quest when we are in the area. So, ugly baby. Let's go talk to him. It probably isn't gonna do much of a change here.
Think I got scabies.
So we can go back into what was Ciri's room, and we can access our stash for whatever that's worth. It's too big. It is just too big. I'm glad the stash system is in there. It still needs some work though, and the animation of it is too large. You're gonna have to assume it's magical in the storyline anyways. Alright, let's talk to the guy in charge now, the sergeant, about Uma.
Need to talk to you.
About?
Uma, gonna take him with me.
Believe you meant to say you've come to ask my permission to take him. I am in charge now, so...
Not about to ask for anything. I'm telling you. You can try to stop me.
Gosh.
But then I'll bring your enlightened reign to an end. An abrupt and premature end.
Think you got me shaking in my boots?
You sure as hell should be.
He's sort of threatening a lot.
Cripple's not worth no blood. See the groom. He ought to be glad to give him up. Bugger's been eating from the feed bags. And a pleasant journey to you both.
Thank you kindly.
Well, gee, that worked a little too easy. And he was certainly hostile. Come on.
Little prick.
I don't even remember the storyline. So why he was so hostile to him in particular, I don't know. Is the stable master the groom?
I'm taking Uma.
There ain't a...
Sergeant Hartle said I could.
Bring him back though, won't you? Be awful dull without him.
Find something else to laugh at. I don't know. Catch some frogs and shove straws up their asses.
Huh? That one of your Witcher games?
Witcher version's different. Don't make me show you. Open the door. Now.
It's pretty hostile to these guys.
Hey, little guy.
This would kind of suck if this really is Ciri.
This here's Roach. She'll take us to Kaer Morhen. Well, come on.
Oh yeah, this might actually progress the story quite a lot.
What the? Quit playing around. Let's go.
Yeah, this is actually progressing the story. Oh well. I don't think it's gonna end the story.
Looks like we got company. Nilfgaardian battle mounts. What do you want?
The Emperor's displeased with you.
Then he ought to ask somebody else for help.
The Emperor does not ask anyone for anything. You will ride with us to Vitsima.
Sure about that?
Don't even try.
Fine. Lead the way.
Why is he displeased with me? I'm still looking for Ciri. I tried to go back and report to him as best as I could. I remember doing that.
And the Third Army will sweep in from the west to take Banglin.
If I may, Your Imperial Majesty, our spies report that the garrison at Banglin consists almost wholly of mercenaries.
Bribery, then.
We stand to lose exactly no men in battle.
And we stand to lose less time. Very well. Give the orders. Then set sail.
As you wish. At once.
Your
So we didn't
Imperial
make
Majesty.
it to
Yeah,
Kaer Morhen yet.
I did not have you brought here for an exchange of courtesies. Report.
As you wish, Your Majesty. Ciri. Well, this man is the key to finding her.
I give you 3 solid leads. Trails as fresh as morning dew. The aid of my spies and my court sorcerers. Yet in my daughter's stead, you bring me this monstrosity? I hope you have more to say. For your sake.
Listen, I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. A needle that at any moment can
It's a difficult task, I know this. What of it? Listen to me. I rule the largest empire the world has ever known. I wage a war against the North, command men in tens of thousands, while at home the trade corporations and nobles seek to depose me. You cannot expect me to pity you the difficulty of your task.
I pursued those leads you gave me. Ciri first reappeared in Skellige with a mage, an elf. Yen knows more.
The Wild Hunt tracked them down, found them there. They were forced to flee to Velen,
where they were separated. Ciri spent some time with a local warlord, a self-styled baron who...
Yes, I know my vassals.
Who helped her get to Novigrad, where Ciri crossed some of the city's underworld bosses. She had to flee, went back to Skellige, ran into her elf companion there.
and into the Wild Hunt, again. Ciri and the elf fled, out to sea this time. Their boat returned to shore the next day, with only him on board.
The information appears of little use, though at least it seems you kept busy.
This monstrosity might well be your daughter. Its body is the product of a curse. Someone hides inside it.
Can you lift this curse?
I've done a great deal of research, made inquiries, but to lift it I would need to know the words used to cast it, and that...
Vafael Elen, Kedmil Fali. Gladiv Dorn Eptened Bandro Ithne.
Finally, he tells her the curse.
Dandelion told me. Ciri talked to him about it.
At last, you provide a pleasant surprise. Lady Yennefer, my question stands.
Yes. I believe I can. But I must...
The details do not interest me. Geralt, you've achieved precious little, yet admittedly more than the bumblers in my spy corps have. I give you half the promised reward. You will receive the other when you bring me Ciri.
Fine.
This audience is over. Till the next.
So far, so good. At least he didn't order my execution on the spot.
Could have used some of that famous biting wit of yours. Where'd it disappear to? I mean, you were meek as a novice at Aretusa, called into the Dean's office.
I merely know when I can indulge my pride and when I must swallow it.
Ah, I see. So you show your claws to me because I'm a lowly witcher, but...
Do you really wish to do this now, Geralt? We can fight another time, in another place, where the walls have no ears.
So, how do we lift Uma's curse?
Didn't mean to fight.
We must take him to Kaer Morhen. Oh, and Geralt, forgive me, but I'm unable to teleport you, Uma, and Roach, so...
Don't worry, we'll ride there. Never did like teleporting.
Take care of yourself.
Wait. Here, probably better if you keep it.
Of course. I'm off.
His long search for Ciri led Geralt to conclude that Uma, the ugliest man alive and the victim of a curse, was the key to finding the young woman. Geralt needed to lift the curse, so he took Uma to the home of the world's greatest specialists on dark spells, to the Witcher's fortress of Kaer Morhen.
Okay. Well, that certainly is a weird place to end it because it just crashed. Wow. Just sitting there doing nothing and the program crashed. So maybe they'll fix that in 1.08. I'm sure I can get back to where I was, hopefully. Otherwise, this is going to be a very strange occurrence. So I meant to make this an hour and 45 minutes long. pretty good place to restart our second wind with this game. I won't make you watch this sign, this logo for any longer. That's it for this episode. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. I have two things I'd like you to do. Click on my name Rydo to get to my main YouTube page. On that main YouTube page is a playlist tab. Check out some of the new games I've recorded that are coming out. Watch some other ones. And also on my main YouTube page on the right is a blue button that says support this channel. It would be greatly appreciated if you'd click that and make a donation. Also, if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media site, there's a whole bunch of links down below. So far so good, I guess. It just kind of sucks that it crashed. That shouldn't have happened. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.